Adam Wright, one of the great songwriters of our
Oh,
time.
oh well, I don't know. It's a strange time we're living in. If I'm one of the greats of our
Well,
time,
you're incredible and Nature of Necessity. What an album! I mean,
oh
I've been listening to it for like a month now. I told you off camera, and
yeah.
I feel like it's just gonna go on for years. You find new angles, new twists, new stories. It's just a deep album.
Well, thank you, man. The writing of it was a kind of a deep endeavor. Like some of those, the story songs are, I guess, fairly layered,
Yeah.
and the ones that aren't are maybe not intentionally sort of encrypted, but for my own entertainment, they're not so straightforward.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I mean, well, and I'll tell you, like the writing, some of the writing that I like, some of the songwriters that I like, there's mystery there in some of the songs, and um, I don't know how much of that is intentional, but um, I don't always know what they're getting at immediately, but if I trust that they are getting at something, that those are the most rewarding songs and songwriters for me. Things that aren't just like total, I loved her, she left. Now I'm really sad about it.
Mm.
I mean, I I can appreciate that too, but at some point, I like things to be a little shrouded. I want a little bit of a puzzle
Yeah.
sometimes, and I guess there are some puzzles on this record.
I'm with you. Those the songs, the ones that are not like in the nose. When you're listening to a song on the radio, Adam, or when you're, whatever, when you're just listening to a new song, are you like, in a way, are you like listening to the lyrics first, just like as a fan? You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Is that like where you zero in first?
always.
Oh,
I can't help it at this point, just because lyrics are just that's just what I do every day.
yeah,
So uh, it keeps me from listening to a lot of music, honestly, like because um, it's like I'm just analyzing it. Like if I listen to the radio a lot,
sure.
and if it's a song I've heard a bunch of times, sometimes I'll go into it and think about it and go, oh well, that second verse is not as good as I remember it being. But if it's a new band or a new song I haven't heard before, yeah, immediately I'm looking for like flaws.
Sure.
And I don't think it's like I don't feel like it's in a competitive way or even like a critical way. It's just what you do. It's like like when I look at my own lyrics, I'm looking for weaknesses
Interesting.
and reasons to check out, I guess,
Interesting.
and reasons to not buy into it.
Interesting.
And so you hear it a lot. If this is what you're looking for, you're going to hear it a lot. And so it makes listening not as fun as it ought to be. So if I'm at home, like hanging out, we were talking about cooking dinner earlier. Like if I'm hanging out cooking dinner, I don't usually listen to music with lyrics unless it's like, I mean, I can listen to Dean Martin singing
Sure.
lyrics, but I don't listen to like singer songwriters a lot when I'm just hanging out trying to relax. I'll listen to instrumental music.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Um, what about pop, Adam? Like just regular top 40 pop. Can you make a top? Can you make a good? Can you make a good hit song that is also deep and layered? Are those? Is that even possible?
I'm sure it is. I mean, I'm pretty ignorant about what's going on in the top 40 of anything really
Mm.
currently, just because, like I said, I'm a delinquent
Yeah.
listener. So I'm just not as up on what's happening. I'm sure there's some really interesting pop writing happening. I don't know. I Man, I thought that, and it was on everybody's radar. It was a huge song. That Billie Eilish song for that Barbie movie was fantastic. It was so well written
Mm.
and interesting.
Interesting.
I have not heard that song before,
Mm.
and it was delivered in such an interesting way that
Yeah.
that for sure caught my ear as it did everybody else's ear. But um, like be big to get on my radar just because I'm just not. I have friends that scour
Sure.
new releases. They know everything that comes out and they've listened to it and they've checked it out and they can talk about it. Um, and they know what's good about it. They know what's good happening in new music all the time,
Mm.
which is really the correct way to be if you're
Sure.
in music. I just, I'm just not very good about it.
It's just incredible. Just in research, I mean, you're an avid reader. You've always.
Oh yeah, I read a lot. Yeah.
Is that how it started, Adam? When you were like a little boy? Like was that like the pathway to words for you? Books?
Um, it must have been, yeah. But I mean, I wasn't always. Um, I guess I always had uh, some affinity for just a language and words, but I was really more. I came to songwriting, more through music. I was just my father was a piano player, my granddad was a piano player, and so there was music around my house. I just wanted to make noise on things,
Sure.
and but the looking back now, like the music that I responded to was pretty wordy. Like
Yeah.
had there was something lyrically interesting. Like Chuck Berry blew my mind.
Mm.
It was so wordy
Yeah.
and it was chock full of like interesting words, like lingo, and it was all happening really fast, mixed with just blistering electric guitar and like just boogie. Like all of that together was just such a perfect storm of things for my little brain. Um, and I still like songwriters that do that, like use words and lingo that I haven't heard before. I still respond to that. And so there's a little bit of that on. I like interesting sounding words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm, this record has all of it, Adam.
Uh,
And I was, I've been reading Mike Campbell's biography.
oh,
And he's,
a friend of mine was reading that.
yeah, really good. And he's talking about when he was doing one of Tom Petty's records, well, Wildflowers, I think. And he's saying how it took them like 3 days just to like test the drums. Like there's so much work to making one song.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Is it like that for you? Like, how long does it take, for you to like, to do this album, to do a song? Was it like so obsessive? Like,
No, and because we really, I don't know that I have the sonic palette to distinguish between day one and day three of drum sounds, like, or the patience really. Like, if we're doing that, I think maybe just drummer go home. I don't know.
sure.
Uh, but no, the idea with this record was to do it live, to get. We were just gonna have myself, Matt Chamberlain, and Glenn Worf, and that's it. Cut it live, just a 3-piece,
Yeah.
and it just exists like that, which we did. We cut 5 days. We cut 18 songs in 5 days, and you do multiple takes of each song because we want them to be live. And then we walked out of there thinking, well, that's it. We've got the record. We just have to pick takes
Yeah.
and mix whatever's there, to whatever degree it needs to be mixed. But we'll not fix anything, not go back and edit, splice things together, not do a bunch of the stuff that
You
you
want
want.
to capture the authenticity.
Yeah, it needs to be a performance. For capturing performances.
Sure.
And so that was the idea. And which we did, all of that we did. We picked takes, they're intact, they're whole. It's just however we sounded going down, playing, singing, that's it. But some songs were just missing things. Chiefly, I thought, background vocals.
Yeah.
And so I wanted my wife Shannon and Anna, who makes the record, Anna Liddell, wanted them to sing on it. And so once we started adding background vocals to things, then that's Pandora's box. And then you're putting piano and vibes and keyboards and electric guitars. And so we started throwing all that stuff at it, and it all stuck on it pretty well.
Sure.
But we did not go back and we didn't clean anything up with the basic tracks, like singing and playing that we tracked for those 5 days. Those still exist as they happened. And that was our rule, is that they're just going to be what they are, which was a little bit of a, as a singer and a guitar player, like, they're not my best performances, but they're the best that I could perform them that week with that band in real time going down. And
That's awesome.
And so there was something humbling about that, because you have to listen to it and go, it's not perfect, but that's what I did. And that's the one we like, so we're going with it.
And I think, obviously knowing the whole AI and everything that's going on, I feel like authenticity, that will, like, the audience, you can feel it. Even if you're not like in the music industry, people can feel it, right?
I feel like I guess lay people can sense when something is pretty plastic.
Yeah. I agree. I agree, Adam. Adam, you talk not just in this album, but in your career, you create some incredible characters. I mean, you've been comparing to Nebraska, Blue Springsteen, and so many. And I was thinking, if songwriting is like acting, and what I mean is this, um, the great acting roles like Heath Ledger, like the Joker, or so many, they say that like it's almost hard to get out of like these dark places that these characters go into.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these characters, they go to interesting places. And like you embody them so well. Do you almost need a minute sometimes to step out of that? Or is it easy to you just get in and out?
There are some that have come from just things that I was reading, like Whisper Gold, for instance. It's about the gold miners. Those were just I was reading about the 49ers and just true accounts of things. Yeah, true accounts of things that happened, and so that song was sort of born out of just basically like just research about that time and some of the events. So while they were, harrowing and interesting, I didn't feel deeply connected to that. But I have written songs about characters that like there's a song called "The Banker," for instance, on an album I did called "Dust."
Oh yeah.
And that's a very dark song, and that was from a real encounter I had with a guy that I met and talked with all night, and that was sort of the story. So I'm still connected. That song still sits pretty heavy with me because I knew that guy, and it was something in my real life rather than just something I researched and wrote about. Which I can it's humanity. You feel connected to all of those things anyway. But I didn't meet any of the Gold Rush 49ers.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Of course.
So yeah, I think it's a little different, but yeah, you can go a little too far down, I think sometimes,
It's just like the way you write it. You take us there.
Well, yeah, it's talking about, things that other writers do that I like. And that's one of the things I like, being dropped in the middle of a story or a moment with a character rather than the beginning of the story.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the middle of it, there are details in the middle that you don't know why you're given this information, or why you're in this particular situation, and there's some mystery in that. So I usually try to, if I'm writing about a character like that, or any character, I like to start in the middle. But you have to know the beginning and the end too to start in the middle.
Sure.
So they just take longer to write.
The imagination too.
Yeah.
Right. Adam, the other day I saw you off camera, and you made a passing comment, which was really interesting, which was, I was saying, complimenting the new album, and you said, oh, great, I'm already working in my head on the new one.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that almost, I feel like, gosh, what a gift, but also like, I don't want to say a curse, but like, gosh, like you can't shut it off, right? Like you
Yeah.
can be in the Mediterranean on a boat or in Georgia or wherever on Christmas. They're always coming, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you're paying attention to them, they are, I have had moments where they weren't, and you get a little nervous. It happens every now and then, and you think, well, that's it. I wrote all the songs I'm gonna get.
Wow.
Like you're just allotted, or you went beyond your limit, and somebody was like, okay, hey, that's enough songs for this person. Okay, turn the spigot off. They're good. You do feel like that sometimes, and it gets a little worrisome, but it's happened to me enough over the years that I don't worry about it. You just keep picking up the guitar, picking up the pencil, and chipping away in a very unromantic, uninspired way, and then eventually something hits, and you feel it. You can do it without feeling it, just to keep sharp, and then eventually, like, you feel it.
And they come easy, right? I feel like when I talk to gifted players or something, there seems to be an agreement that like magic comes easily.
Magic comes easily when it comes, though. I feel like that so little of it is magic, but in the middle of like working on a song, Um, I read a great quote about this, sort of related. It's a Faulkner quote about inspiration. He said, "I only write when what do you say? I think I only write when the muse strikes. Fortunately, the muse strikes every morning at 9 a.m." I thought that was pretty good. Um, but yeah, you just have to show up and work, which is not, it doesn't feel inspired. But in the middle of working on something, there's always some magic that you did not anticipate. Like something happens, your brain finds something that you didn't know was going to happen, something surprising that you can't account for by your own sort of wherewithal. Like I was talking with someone about the song Weeds on the record, and the song came out of, I got a book at the library about um, late 1800s farm equipment catalogs. It was just a compilation of these catalogs they would sell to farmers in the late 1800s. And it was mostly just selling, plow parts and plow blades and feed for your livestock and, just things like that. I thought the words I thought were just really fascinating, like just the names of all of these tools, and they had paragraphs of how to use these tools. I just thought it was really interesting. The language of it was really interesting to me. Uh, and like the last verse of that song talks about a Chester hog and it being ill-formed and unquiet in the mind. Like that's all out of the catalog. It talks about if you're having problems with your hog, it's forward thinking and unquiet in the mind. Here are some things you might try. I just thought all of that was really interesting. But the I don't know where the farmer's perspective came from about not wanting all these weeds in his pasture and like somewhere up yonder in the great everlasting. Like I don't know where that came from. I was just writing about the plow equipment, and that just happens. So there's always, if you're working and it doesn't feel um, magic, there's always something will always show up so that you didn't plan on and make it better and more interesting. But you got to sit there and grind out the.
You're gonna rail it out. Oh, fascinating. I mean, that's a great example. Thanks for sharing that.
Oh yeah.
Thanks for your time, Adam. I don't even know if that's a song for us, but let me leave you here with a couple things. You've written like some major hits, like I don't know, but let's say one, for example, the Lee Ann Womack one, right? When you're writing these, do you know that they're special? Like, or do you, or is it a little bit of a crapshoot?
Um, so I will know that I like them a lot. Uh, and that's not always the requisite for something happening with them. Like there are some songs I like a lot that other people, yeah, or just even my wife, who's probably my biggest cheerleader, will just say, for some reason it does, I think it does something that it doesn't quite do, or it just does something for me that it doesn't do for anyone else. So there are those, but yeah, you can usually kind of tell, especially if there was someone in mind when I wrote it. Like there are some Lee Ann songs I sort of envisioned her singing it as I was writing it, and if you can kind of get in the right vibe with that, you kind of have an idea that it's going to resonate, But I've also been wrong a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And let me leave you with this. Thank you for your time. This album, I mean, you made it in separate parts. It's a beautiful album here. I'm sure there were many songs that were left in the cutting room floor. Is that what happened?
Actually, there were no songs left in the Ghost Florida, and there probably should have been, but we went in thinking we were overcutting, and
18 songs, right?
yeah, we just thought for sure this won't hang together. Like we'll need to lose some of these, and we were listening back, and everybody kind of, and I sort of let um, Frank and Shannon and Anna sort of really be better stewards of like what was really shaping up to be a full record, because sometimes I'm looking at the trees and not the forest. They're really good at seeing the forest. Uh, but they seem to think that it all wanted to belong together as a body of work, and now I can't really see it otherwise. Like they do seem to sort of live together, and they all were sort of came out of the same phase of writing. Uh, so there's a lot of similarities in like the processes of the writing of all of those songs that they they should be together.
It's phenomenal.
Man, I thank you for all your kind words,
Thank you.
man.
So far, your magnum opus, I think it's incredible, and like I said, the best albums of all time.
Yeah,
Are the ones that you most listen to, and it's like, like I think I'm gonna be listening to for years, and all
man.
kinds of
Well,
stuff,
that means a lot. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. If you want to take us away with one of the greatest songs, we'd be honored.
I'm Adam Wright, and this is Heaven When I Die. Burn up beans and biscuits just ain't what it was when you beat up half of Texas in darned old cattle dust. It's a long way to Kansas, but I aim to get my draw. I didn't make it cross the Brazos to drown in the Arkansas. And it's women when I'm lonely, and whiskey when I'm dry. Give me rope and a pony, and who needs heaven when you die? Well, these punchers think I'm easy, still wet behind the ears, but I've been wrestling BB since I was 7 years. I'll bet every single coin in that new Dodge City Bank I'll out-cow both the point clean swingers and the flank. And it's women when I'm lonely, and whiskey when I'm dry. Give me rope and a pony, and who needs heaven when you die? Now we're playing matchstick poker, cheating everyone, 'cause there ain't an honest roper underneath the sun. But I hear my bedroll calling, and I'm on second watch, so I wish on stars are falling for what I haven't got. Women when I'm alone, and whiskey when I'm dry. But I got a rope and a pony, heaven when I die. Yeah, I got a rope and a pony, and heaven.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for tuning in. Click here to subscribe and get the latest from the show, including exclusive behind-the-scenes footage and once-in-a-lifetime performances. And as always, thank you for making J-Rock Concerts Media part of your day.